People always like to talk about who's the greatest, who's the GOAT, and I don't like those discussions because different eras, different players, different rules. So I had that kind of confidence.
You're not Michael Jordan. You're not the GOAT. You did choke in an NBA Finals. 4 consecutive fourth quarters in an NBA Finals. This man was scoring 4 points. One game, he scored 0 points. In an NBA Finals fourth quarter. With Jason Terry or J.J. Barea guarding you. There is no explanation for that to anybody who knows basketball.
Larry Bird just broke the internet with 5 words that sent shockwaves through the NBA world. Stop pretending you're the GOAT. The Boston Celtics legend didn't mince words. What he said next has the entire basketball community re-examining everything we thought we knew about LeBron James's legacy. This isn't just another retired player criticizing today's game. This is Larry Legend methodically challenging the King's claim to the throne piece by piece. The evidence he's presenting is so compelling that even LeBron's most dedicated supporters are starting to question their stance. It started quietly, too quietly for something that would explode into the biggest basketball controversy of 2025. Larry Bird, the man who built his Hall of Fame career on backing up his trash talk with unmatched performance, decided it was time to address the elephant in the room. LeBron James proclaiming himself the greatest of all time. Larry wasn't buying it. In an exclusive interview that surfaced in January 2025, Bird didn't just question LeBron's GOAT status, he dismantled it completely. "Stop pretending you're the GOAT," Bird said, leaning back with that same ice-cold confidence he displayed when he'd tell defenders exactly where he was shooting from, then drain it anyway. You want to be in the conversation? Fine, but don't act like the debate is over when the numbers tell a completely different story. The room went silent. When Larry Bird speaks about basketball greatness, the entire sport listens. This isn't some hot-take personality chasing clicks and controversy. This is a 3-time NBA champion, 3-time MVP, and arguably the most clutch performer of his generation, telling the modern-day king that his crown doesn't fit right. Social media exploded immediately. LeBron fans came out firing, calling Bird bitter, washed up, and jealous of LeBron's incredible longevity. But Bird's supporters came prepared with their own arsenal. Screenshots of finals records, highlight reels of Bird's clutch performances, detailed comparisons of supporting casts, and analyses of error difficulty. This wasn't just a debate anymore. Larry Bird had declared war on LeBron's legacy, and he brought serious ammunition. Here's where Bird really dug in. He went straight for the rings, basketball's ultimate measuring stick. LeBron has 4 rings, Bird has 3. On the surface, LeBron wins that comparison, right? Wrong, at least according to Larry Legend. People see 4 rings and think that's better than 3, but they're not asking the right questions. How did you get those rings? Who did you have to beat? And more importantly, did you build a dynasty or did you just chase one? Bird's point cut deep. He won all 3 of his championships with the same core group, same city, same organization, same loyalty. LeBron won his 4 championships with 3 different franchises, Miami, Cleveland, and Los Angeles. Each time, he either assembled super teams or joined established stars. I didn't call up Magic Johnson and ask him to team up. I didn't recruit other MVPs to come save me. We built something special in Boston, and we went to war with what we had. That means something, or at least it used to. The comparison stings because it's rooted in undeniable truth. Bird, McHale, and Parrish, that was the core. They drafted smartly, developed incredible chemistry, and dominated the 1980s against some of the fiercest competition the NBA has ever witnessed. Magic's Lakers, the Bad Boy Pistons, Dr. J's Sixers, every finals run was a battle through basketball giants. LeBron's path? Bird sees it completely differently. You can't crown yourself the greatest when you needed to switch teams 3 times to get your rings. That's not building a legacy, that's chasing one, and there's a difference. Bird even brought up the infamous 2011 Finals collapse against Dallas, a series LeBron's Heat were heavily favored to win but lost in 6 games. "The greatest of all time doesn't disappear in the finals," Bird said flatly. "Michael didn't, Magic didn't, I didn't. But LeBron, he's got a 4-6 finals record. That's 10 finals appearances, and he lost more than he won. You think Jordan would have gone 4-6? Not a chance." The statistics are brutal. LeBron is 4-6 in the finals. Bird went 3-2. Jordan went 6-0. Bird's argument is straightforward. If you're really the GOAT, you don't lose more finals than you win, period. But Bird didn't stop at championships. He went after something even more personal: LeBron's leadership style. Leadership isn't about pointing fingers or switching teams when things get tough. It's about making the guys around you better. It's about sacrifice. It's about showing up when the lights are brightest and your team needs you most. Bird pointed to his own career as the gold standard. He elevated role players into legends. Dennis Johnson became a Hall of Famer playing alongside Bird. Kevin McHale developed into one of the greatest post players in NBA history under Bird's leadership. Even Robert Parrish, who was already excellent, became truly dominant in Boston's system with Bird as the piece. "I made my teammates better by being unselfish," Bird explained. "I passed when they had the better shot, I set screens, I did the dirty work. That's leadership." But LeBron, he's great at putting up stats, I'll give him that. But when things go wrong, he's always got an excuse ready. His teammates weren't good enough, the front office didn't do their job, the coach didn't have the right system. Then came Bird's biggest shot, the league GM criticism that's haunted LeBron throughout his career. You can't be the greatest player ever and also be the guy forcing your team to trade away young talent for aging stars that fit your timeline. That's not leadership, that's control. And when those moves don't work out, you don't get to blame everyone else. You wanted that power. Own the results. The examples are everywhere. LeBron's influence on roster decisions in Miami, Cleveland, and Los Angeles is extensively documented. Trading away promising young assets for win-now veterans, pushing for specific coaches, demanding certain free agent signings. And when those teams eventually fell apart, LeBron moved on to the next situation. Bird never operated that way. He played his entire career with one organization, trusted his front office, and built something sustainable. "That's what legends do," Bird said simply. "They don't run, they don't make excuses, they win with what they've got, or they die trying." The leadership question isn't just about strategy and tactics, it's about mentality. And Bird believes LeBron's mindset, despite all his success, doesn't measure up to the true GOATs of the game.
This is where Bird's argument gets really controversial. He started comparing different NBA eras, and he didn't hold anything back. "The competition I faced, night in and night out, you were going up against Hall of Famers, Magic and the Lakers, Isaiah and the Pistons, Julius Erving, Moses Malone, Dominique Wilkins. Every single night was a war. You couldn't take possessions off. You couldn't coast through the regular season and flip a switch in the playoffs." Bird's point is crystal clear. The 1980s and early 1990s were a different animal. The league was smaller, more talent concentrated. Fewer teams meant every roster was stacked with elite players. You couldn't avoid the gauntlet. But LeBron's era? Bird sees it as significantly weaker. "The Eastern Conference during most of LeBron's prime was a joke," Bird said bluntly. "Who was he beaten to get to the finals year after year? The Indiana Pacers, the Hawks, the Raptors before Kawhi showed up? Come on. I was going through Magic, Kareem, and Worthy just to get a shot at a ring. LeBron was walking to the finals for almost a decade." The numbers support this narrative. From 2011 to 2018, LeBron made 8 consecutive finals appearances, but his Eastern Conference competition during that stretch was historically weak. No dynasty teams, no multiple MVP candidates blocking his path, just solid teams that could never match up with LeBron's firepower. And when LeBron finally faced elite competition in the finals, Bird points to that 4-6 record again. He got there easy and lost when it mattered. That's not the mark of the greatest ever. That's the mark of a guy who dominated a weak conference and struggled against elite competition. Bird also raised the physicality debate, a conversation that always divides basketball generations. The game is softer now, Bird said, and you can already hear LeBron supporters objecting. I'm not saying LeBron couldn't play in my era, but I am saying he wouldn't have the same dominance. Hand-checking was legal. You could body guys. Defenses could be physical without getting called for a foul every possession. LeBron is 6'9", 250 pounds of pure athleticism, but put him in the 80s where defenders could actually touch him, that's a different conversation. Whether you agree with Bird or not, his point is valid. Competition matters. Context matters. And Bird believes LeBron's path to greatness was significantly easier than his own. Now we get into the intangibles, the qualities that don't appear in statistics but define legacies forever. There's a reason Michael Jordan is still the GOAT to most people, Bird said, and it's not just the 6 rings. It's the mentality, the killer instinct, the willingness to step on your opponent's throat and not let up until the game is over. That's what separates the great from the greatest. Bird believes LeBron lacks that edge. LeBron is one of the smartest players to ever play the game, Bird admitted. His basketball IQ is off the charts. But when it comes to that assassin mentality, that I'm going to destroy you and sleep like a baby afterwards mindset, he doesn't have it. Not like Michael, not like Kobe, not like me. Bird recalled his own playing days, the legendary trash talk, the clutch shots, the mental warfare he'd inflict on opponents. I'd tell guys where I was going to shoot from, then hit it in their face, Bird said with a slight smile. That's not arrogance, that's confidence, that's mental dominance. LeBron doesn't play like that. He's too worried about being liked, too worried about his image. The true killers don't care if you hate them, they just want to beat you. Then Bird addressed the clutch gene directly. How many times have we seen LeBron defer in big moments? Game 6 against Boston in 2012, he was incredible, I'll give him that. But how many times have we seen him pass up the last shot? How many times has he disappeared when his team needed him most? That's not what GOATs do. The comparison to Kobe Bryant was inevitable. Kobe wanted to take the last shot even if he was 0 for 20. That's the mentality you need. LeBron is too calculated, too safe. He'd rather make the right basketball play than take the responsibility himself. And sometimes the right play is to be selfish, to put the team on your back and say, we're winning because of me. LeBron doesn't do that enough. Bird also addressed leadership under pressure. When things got tough for me in Boston, I didn't ask for trades. I didn't complain about my teammates. I worked harder. I found ways to win. That's what the greats do. They adapt. They overcome. LeBron switches teams. These intangibles, clutch performance, mental toughness, leadership, and adversity, don't have statistics attached to them. But according to Bird, they're what separate the GOAT from everyone else. And in his assessment, LeBron comes up short. So where does this leave us? Larry Bird just dropped a nuclear bomb on LeBron's legacy, and the basketball world is scrambling to choose sides. LeBron's camp has been mostly silent. No direct response, no fiery comeback, just business as usual. Posting workout videos, promoting his latest ventures, staying above the controversy. But that silence speaks volumes. When you claim to be the greatest of all time and a legend like Larry Bird systematically dismantles that claim, saying nothing almost feels like admission. Fans have split right down the middle, and predictably, it's generational warfare. Older fans who grew up watching Bird, Magic, and Jordan are nodding along with everything Bird said. Finally, someone said it. LeBron is great, but he's not the greatest. Bird just exposed the truth. But younger fans, the ones who grew up with LeBron, are furious. Bird is just a hater. He can't stand that LeBron passed him. 4 rings, 4 finals MVPs, all-time leading scorer. The stats don't lie. They're pulling up LeBron's longevity, his all-around game, his ability to impact winning at age 40. All valid points. But here's the reality. This debate isn't new. It's been raging for years. What makes Bird's comments so explosive is that they're coming from someone who's universally respected. This isn't Skip Bayless throwing out hot takes for ratings. This is Larry freaking Bird, a top 10 player all time, saying LeBron doesn't deserve to be called the GOAT. That carries serious weight. And the implications are massive. If legends like Bird are willing to publicly challenge LeBron's status, what does that mean for his legacy? Can you truly be the greatest ever if the previous generation refuses to acknowledge it? Or does each era simply crown its own GOAT and the debate becomes pointless? Bird's final message was unmistakably clear. LeBron James is a phenomenal basketball player, one of the best to ever do it. But the GOAT? No. That throne belongs to Michael Jordan. And until someone matches what he did, 6-0 in the finals, 5 MVPs, the most clutch player ever, the conversation is over. LeBron can keep chasing it, but he's not catching it. And the sooner people stop pretending otherwise, the better. So, here's the question dividing the entire basketball world right now. Is Larry Bird right? Does LeBron's legacy fall apart when you look beyond the statistics and consider the complete picture? The team hopping, the finals losses, the lack of killer instinct? Or is Bird just another old-school legend who can't accept that the game has evolved and LeBron is the most complete player we've ever seen? Drop your thoughts in the comments and be honest. Are you Team Bird or Team LeBron? Because after what Larry just said, sitting on the fence isn't an option anymore. The GOAT debate just got a whole lot more complicated. Larry Bird didn't just throw shade, he brought an entire storm. And whether you agree with him or not, one thing is certain: this conversation is far from over.